I know there are a few other things, Father Chase, that you mentioned as far as tips go. Anything else that you have for the guys out there who are discerning the priesthood? In our 20 or so minutes, we've touched upon a lot.
Yeah. A few of those things that you and I had spoken about, kind of maybe my line that I would share with them is discern reality with honesty over time.
Yeah.
Discern reality with honesty over time. What do I mean by discerning reality? This is a lesson that I learned on my own, but now I see it. I think sometimes men in discernment discern ideas of what they think it's going to be like, right? Like saying, oh, I think priesthood might be lonely, or I think marriage might be the most exciting thing in the world. I think, all these things. And I say, are you dating a girl? They're like, no. Okay, then you're not discerning marriage. If you're not actually doing it, if you're not discerning with somebody, right? You're not really like engaging in marital discernment. And so, are we discerning reality? And the lesson that I learned from this, right, came from my own experience, because I'm a logical person. I don't necessarily like, even I'm so bad I don't even like nonfiction. I want to see reality all the time. I just want to see reality, and so I am impoverished. I know that reading and watching fiction would be able to expand my horizons. But
well, if you haven't read Tolkien,
right,
then you are impoverished.
Right. I know that. But I remember when I was discerning priesthood, I thought in my own mind, even when I didn't have a spiritual director, I thought this has to make sense to me. People talk about blind faith. Well, we as Christians don't believe in blind faith. We don't engage in that, right? What is reality? And I remembered at that time going through this like 4-step process in my head. And the first was, do I believe in God? Yes. Yeah, I do believe in God. I've always believed in God. Even when I didn't really want to follow him, I still believed in God. Do I believe that God has a purpose for my life? Does he have a plan? Before he created me, did he have a plan? Well, yes, I believe he did. Otherwise, why would he put me here on earth? Why would he create me if he didn't have a plan for my life? Okay, so I believe in God who has a plan for my life. Do I believe that I can come to know that plan? Well, yeah, because if he had a plan for my life and I couldn't come to know it, he would have created a desire in me that would be unfulfilled. And so he would be evil, right? And God is not evil. That defies who he is. Of course, I can come to know that plan. And then the fourth question is just, how do I come to know that? Or do I believe that I have heard his voice? Do I believe that he's spoken to me? And at that time, when I was asking that question, I realized I did believe that he had called me to the priesthood, and I was running away from it actively. And I knew I was. So it's like, holy cow, I believe all those things. Well, then what is my life if I never respond to the man that he created me to be? What if I never become that man? And if we put that in the positive terms, what if I do become that man? That's where it gets exciting, right? One is a question of fear. The other is a question of, let's get on with life and see where the Lord's adventure is going to take me, right? Yeah. What if I become that man? And I realized if I'm not fulfilled in my heart, doing all the things that I want to do, what if I actually do what the creator who created my heart, what if I actually do his plan for my life and live that out? What would happen? And logically, to me, that meant, wow, like maybe that's the plan for fulfillment. Like logically, I have to become that man. And it would make sense that would be my fulfillment. And that's what I'm living. And that's what I believe. So that's what I mean by discerning reality. Are we actually engaging in reality with logic and not blindly and not just off lofty or idealistic terms? Are we discerning reality?
Yeah.